You are now listening to For All Nerds Show, a podcast about geek and pop culture from the perspective of people of color. For All Nerds is hosted by DJ Ben Amin and Tatiana Keene Jones. For All Nerds Show is a member of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to our founder, Combat Jack.
For All Nerds Show is powered by our listeners. Everything we do, from our podcasts, live events, our website, are all independently funded. Please continue to support us through our Patreon page at patreon.com/forallnerds.
Welcome to the Fan Bros, the show where the bros are fans. Doodle.
All right, folks, let me bring it in. Welcome to another For All Nerds Show. The voice of the urban geek, the podcast where we discuss geek and pop culture from the perspective of people of color. And as always, back in the captain's chair, it's your boy, DJ Ben Amin, a.k.a. Little Drummer Boy Wonder, A-Baby Max, Quantum Leech, Chris Radnarok, Big Dick Grayson Energy, Buzz Outcheer, Charlie Brownish, Lightwork Yagami, Blart Bent, here in the spaceship tonight. And as always, for the first time ever, live on Twitch, I am joined by...
I don't think it was the first time, but...
I mean, looking like this, folks, let me say, because before it was mad rough.
In 4K, Triple HD, it is Tatiana King, a.k.a. the Ting of the North, a.k.a. the Book of Ashanti, a.k.a. Dr. Doing Something Strange for Some Change, a.k.a. Sean Jean-Luc Picard, a.k.a. Ned Slanders, a.k.a. Queen of the Amazons Prime subscription. And as Ben Amin said, we are live. We are here on the Twitches, on the Twitch channels, twitch.tv/forallnerds. I'm speaking too fast. I'm falling over my words. But, oh, you like how that shit rhymed? I'm so fired. I'm having a blast.
As you should, because like she said, we are live for the first time, or the first time in a long time. I'll say it like that. Twitch.tv/forallnerds, looking beautiful right now, if I do say so myself. Shout out to Pure Arkany, Cry, Havoc, Dogs of War, and Pavi Anch in the chat representing already. Like I said, we're live where I can even see the chat. So if you in there, say what up. But for those who are not with us right now live, you're listening wherever. Thank you for joining us. The For All Nerds Show is back. It's been a while. We've been doing a lot of things. Castle Black, Views from the 616, all kind of things. But it's been a while since the For All Nerds Show, the original flavor, was here in your ear hole. And now it is again. And we got some big, big, big announcements. One big for all you. You want to let them know first up?
Are we talking about the Black Panther themed announcement? Because that's probably the biggest thing that's most important right now, y'all. If you are in or will be in, or you should make plans to be in the New York area, come November 10th, we are putting on our incredible, stupendous, magnificent, luxurious gala screening for Wakanda Forever. What we mean by that is not only do you get to see Black Panther, actually a little bit earlier than some people in the country, November 10th, that's a Thursday, you also get to see it in style and in luxury with the fan, with Ben Amin and myself, and with a whole bunch of other amazing, incredible people. This is gala style, meaning we want you dressed up in your finest. The theme is bright colors and all white. So if you want to pay your respects dressed up in all white, you want to pay your dues in terms of celebrating life, you want to dress up in colors, do that, represent for Wakanda. Please, we're going to have it November 10th at Nitehawk Prospect Park in Brooklyn, New York, okay? This is a full-fledged event. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Hey. So DJ Ben Amin will be spinning all night long before and after the event. Obviously, there's going to be some incredible things going on, incredible guests and some special guests that are going to be there. There's going to be some amazing food and drinks available for purchase. And we're going to have some giveaways and gifts for all of our attendees. And it's going to be a VIP experience. If you attended the very first Crown Wakanda event back in 2018 for Black Panther, you know what's up. If you did not attend or you have no idea what I'm talking about, you about to know what's up. So we need you to go to Eventbrite in order to get your tickets. It's crownwakanda.eventbrite.com. And I'm going to put that in the Twitch chat for those who are on Twitch. Again, it's and I didn't even say the whole thing. Let me start over. It's Crown Wakanda Forever.eventbrite.com. All right. If that's too much to remember, or you just not listening to me right now, just Google Crown Wakanda and it will pop up. I guarantee it. Go to Eventbrite. I guarantee it. That's how you get your tickets. Tickets are almost gone, actually. I think we're at maybe 60% capacity right now. So, I mean, if you want a good time, you gotta buy your shit like ASAPually, all right? It's I don't know what day of the week you're gonna be listening to this, but again, it's November 10th, so it's right around the corner. And if you want to, again, watch Black Panther Wakanda Forever in 8K HD style with us, go to Crown Wakanda Forever.eventbrite.com.
Yeah. Facts. All of that she just said. And let me just add on, if you missed the first one, it was an absolute event. And this is going to be even better than that. We got a big announcement coming down. For those who are there live, you'll get something that no one else in the world will have at the time. Actually, it will be extremely exclusive to this event.
Extremely.
Only the people who are at this event will get what we're about to announce.
No cap.
No cap. That's straight up. A little colorway secret, but that's coming in a second. But beyond that, like Tatiana said, I'll be DJing before and after. We'll have a meet and greet. The Blurred Girl will be in the house. She'll be signing, her book. I cannot remember the
Protectors
name.
of Wakanda.
There we go. Protectors of Wakanda. Thank you very much. She will be signing that joint. Some other special guests that I just can't announce just yet. Well, I can't announce the brother Joe Illidge will be in the house also signing his joint. Shout outs to anyone.
Comic book royalty.
Yes, comic book royalty, a legend in the house. I mean, it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of people there, folks. You need to be there. You know what I mean? Brooklyn, Nitehawk Cinemas, November 10th. What else? Come in your flyest wares, like Tatiana said, white, bright, colorful, all that Afrocentric, Afrofuturistic, however you want to do it. It is going down. So come through. It's going to be live. And speaking of that other announcement, let me move this mic. As you see on my chest right now, if you're watching on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds, or if you're on youtube.com/ForAllNerdsTV, at any point, anytime, you can see on my chest the extremely exclusive, let me move my chain and all that, T'Challa.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, well, explain what it is, because I'm off mic now.
Yeah. So as he said, this is the T'Challa and Friends. This is the Black Hero design shirt, the wild exclusive. And when we say that, we're not fucking playing, because you can't get this right now anywhere on Earth. Right?
But now you can. Yes.
Can
but
you?
That's what we're about. Yes, that's what we're about to let them know. Yes, because right now, if you look on Shopify and search ForAllNerds, or perhaps by the time you hear this, it'll just be a direct link from ForAllNerds.com, you can get the Black Heroes design, as well as a few of our other designs, because we are now at a new spot. That old spot we used to talk about. Don't worry about them no more.
It's still up, though. But
yeah, I mean, it's still up, so you can still get some stuff there. T-Public, shout outs to T-Public. They helped us out for a long time. If you go to ForAllNerds, there's still some designs over there that we can't get on our Shopify just yet. But we have moved to Shopify. ForAllNerds is now on Shopify. You can find us on there. And boom, you can get the very exclusive T'Challa, Black Superheroes and Friends. We can't even say these names like that because, people be looking. But you know what I mean. It's the And Friends shirt. Get it on ForAllNerds Shopify right now. That is live right now. And the big announcement, like I said, if you are at Crown Wakanda, there just might be an exclusive colorway of this shirt that you can get nowhere else but at Crown Wakanda Forever. So if you're in New York, you know what I mean? You need to be there. That's all I'm saying. Shout outs to Dan, the watcher up in the chat. I see you, like I said before, we're live on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds right now. So yeah, Just had to make that clear in case people didn't
Yes.
understand.
And we also understand that some people clearly cannot make it for various reasons. Maybe you live all the way across the country and you have no intention of making that flight or making that trip. That's okay. There's other ways you can support us. In addition to this gala event, a lot of these proceeds are going to pay for our free screening. We're doing a free community screening on November 12th for the youth, for disadvantaged youth and for the youth of Brooklyn, so that they can come see the movie. They can also see the movie in style. They don't have to get dressed up or nothing, but what they do get is they get free popcorn, they get free soda, and we're going to give them gifts as well. So we have a couple of things going on for that. We have our GoFundMe. So I think if you just go to GoFundMe, type in Crown Wakanda, that will pop up. That is one way you can support us. You can donate there. And as mentioned, all of those funds will go into supporting this free screening for the kids and just giving them as much as we can and getting in as much kids as possible. And, you know, we really just appreciate all of the love and the support, the monetary support, the sharing support, whatever you can do. If you don't have the funds, fine. Share the link. That's free, right? Share the GoFundMe link. Share the link to the gala event. If you know somebody who want to come through and look good, smell good, all that other stuff. We are here and we appreciate all of that stuff that you do. So please, as mentioned, you have the GoFundMe. You can support the youth screening and you can come through to the gala screening. Gala screening November 10th, youth screening November 12th.
There it is. Shout out to Super Vibes DJ Academy, who we are partnering up with for the youth screening. Also, shout outs to Blurred City, another one of our sponsors for the youth screening. Shout outs to everything y'all have done. Shout outs to the Blur Girl. Anyone Comics, if you're in Brooklyn, make sure you support Anyone and Everyone Comics, two really dope comic shops that are all inclusive, love the hood, love everyone. Shout out to my brother Dimitri over there. Yeah, the November 10th, Crown Wakanda, November 12th, the youth screening, GoFundMe, and Eventbrite. Right? Yes. Crown Wakanda on either one. On Eventbrite or on GoFundMe. You'll find this on either one. We're going to take a quick break right here because we are live on twitch.tv and it's amazing what's going on right now. But we will be right back with the Geekquently Ask Question.
This is Yvonne Chapman. I play Javon on Kung Fu's CW. When I'm not on set, I am listening to For All Nerds.
This is Niambi. When I'm not busy doing the acting thing, the writing, drawing, illustrating, I'm listening to For All Nerds.
This is Shannon Houston, writer on HBO's Lovecraft Country, and you are listening to For All Nerds.
This is Malcolm Spellman, head writer, Falcon and Winter Soldier. You are listening to For All Nerds.
It's Ihoma, writer for Lovecraft Country. When I am not creating, I am listening to For All Nerds.
My name is Damon Lindelof. I'm one of the writers of Watchmen, The Leftovers, Lost. And when I am not sheltering in place, washing my hands, and sheltering from squids, I am listening to For All Nerds.
This is Kate Heron. I'm the director of Loki, and you are listening to For All Nerds.
And what's good, y'all? We are back live here on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. And if you're not live with us right now, that's all right. Thank you as always to all of the support. Big shout outs to patreon.com/ForAllNerds. Y'all have been coming through over there, yo. Like, I cannot believe the love that has been coming in lately. You know what I mean? Thank you so much. Whew, like for real, we got another Patreon exclusive episode coming to y'all this week. Thank you so much for all of the support over there. We got more coming for the patrons at Patreon. It's a lot going on, as you see right now.
It's a lot going on. Shout out to the Rizardun that says, the Fan Fam live once again. I'm about to faint.
Yes, yes.
Shout out to Quiet Stormborn. Shout out to Polly Pana Kanai. Who else? Lock It Down. What up, Regine? Regine Sawyer, what's up? How you doing?
Yes, as you hear, we are shouting people out right now on the twitch.tv/ForAllNerds because we are back live. This ain't just a replay. This is us actually right now live talking to y'all as we record our latest episode, which means it's time for one of my favorite segments, and it's been a long time since we've had this segment, the Geekquently Ask Questions. The guac is extra. And as always, you can send in your questions at any time to contact@forallnerds.com, or you can hit us on the Instagrams, the Twitters at ForAllNerds, or if you're one of the patrons at patreon.com/ForAllNerds, you can hit us anytime, and guaranteed we will answer your question live like we doing right now. We might even take a question from the chat. You know what I mean? Fuck it. We doing it live. So if somebody's in the chat right now on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds and you got a question, hit us with it, and we might answer it.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, as long as it's not too crazy.
Don't go buck over there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Keep it reasonable, and we got you. All right, but first up, what do we have tonight?
Okay, so the first question comes from X Sharp. Well, it's actually a series of questions, like 3 questions here. All right, so it starts out this way. Let's listen. Hey guys, I've become a big fan after your conversation on Moon Knight with Dr. Drea. You guys deserve all the love and attention, and hope 2023 pops off even more. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's one of my favorite episodes, by the way.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Dr. Drea.
Yeah. I have a few fun and spicy questions. Go like something like this. What are some aspects or hobbies in nerd culture that you both have always wanted to check out or look into for yourself, but for whatever reason haven't had the chance to? Whether it's money, time, or etc. For me, I was initially indifferent to anime, but after my most recent relationship, she put me on to a pace that was comfortable for me, and now I consider myself a fan. What are some aspects or hobbies? You know what? Cosplay. I actually, like one of my favorite cosplayers, Cutie Pie Sensei. I like anything she does is she turns to gold to me. But I've always wanted to be like those really big time cosplayers. Now I don't sew, and I don't do a great job learning. I don't really care anymore. But like if someone else wants to make the costumes, and then I big you up as my designer, and then we could do a whole like Law Roach / Zendaya type thing, you know what I mean? Like if we're gonna do that, like that type of tag team situation, I'm all for that shit. But like I've always thought that was so cool. I love cosplayers. I just always thought that was so cool to recreate these characters in IRL and to see how that translates. Like most recently seeing Megan Thee Stallion do her My Hero Academia cosplay, like that shit went so fucking hard, like so hard. And even years back when she did Todoroki, like that wasn't even. It was for like that was like for a magazine shoot, and that shit went hard. So I just love shit like that, and I just love to see that interpretations of it. And I love, particularly because I'm petty as fuck, I love being a Black person that cosplays and cosplaying all these non-Black characters, so someone could tell me that I'm the Black so-and-so, and I go, no, I'm just the character. So I love having those arguments with people too. So I've always wanted to do that. That was one of mine.
Sorry, I was thinking of an answer for a later question. I'm cracking myself up. So, yeah, I definitely would go with cosplay as one of those things that I wish I was just like you, more talented with. And even though I've done some cosplaying, I definitely would love to do more. I plan to do a lot more in the coming year. And just like you, I'm probably going to end up, because I want to do Galactus. As y'all see, I got the big G behind me. And I want to do Galactus. And there's a woman online who sells these extremely well done Galactus helmet mask type thing, and it's just stupid expensive, but I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and go for it, and then wear that every time you see me. So just expect it to be live on here. Fuck it, might have to do a GoFundMe to get me this mask.
First of all, the mouth part of the mask is gonna be as big as my head. You ain't even gonna be able to see the whole thing. That's gonna be hilarious.
I'm gonna have to put the camera up in the corner or some shit so you can see my whole joint. Yeah.
You know what I really want for you when we talk about cosplay? I would love to see you in like, the guy that always does Mecha Lex Luthor in Comic-Con? Yep. I want you to see you in something like that, like some big rig type shit, but
oh
Galactus.
My God, I would love it.
But you as Galactus in a rig. That's what I want to see.
I would.
That's what the fuck I want to see.
That'd be the dream. That would be the dream. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the stuff I've always wanted to cosplay are the characters that wear helmets and masks because then you have the voice modulators and the voice boxes going, because I just feel like having that and people really not knowing it's me, let alone a Black woman or anything like that. I just love doing that and just really talking to people, seeing how they act and how they behave when they don't know who they're talking to. So that I've always wanted to do that shit. So like back in the day, like when I was playing, I say back in the day, it was like 4 years ago. But when I was playing, Destiny. When I was playing Destiny hard, like I've always wanted to play as a hunter. Like I've always wanted to cosplay as a hunter. I always thought that shit would be fire. I don't even play the game no more. I haven't played for years, but the shit like that would be cool.
Yeah, I did Planet of the Apes with my boys one year, and we had the actual latex Planet of the Apes mask, and that was incredible because no one knew who we were. We walked into a club full of people that I knew, and they knew me, but they had no idea. They knew it was us, but they couldn't tell us apart in the ape mask.
Okay.
So it was great. Yeah.
No, I'm into that. And I'm into also cosplay, like the obscure cosplay that only like super nerds would understand, or people who like are like super geeks, like Windows 95 type shit. Like I want to do some shit like that where only certain people would get it. Like one time I think someone cosplayed as like Minesweeper or some shit like that. And that shit, and it actually was like a working version of it, but it was cosplay. So you know, shit like that. I wish I had, the time and the talents to just sew and do all that shit. But I'll be with it.
All right. Next part of the question.
Next part of the question, it goes on the opposite end. Is there something in nerd culture that you try to get into but have failed to develop any strong interest in it? For example, I had a bunch of coworkers who were into D&D and other tabletop RPGs invited me to participate. The experience of my coworkers and the people themselves wasn't ideal or welcoming, so it soured me on it. But I'm welcome to check it out again with the right people. I don't want to say I've gotten soured on that. Just never tried. Like I always thought, like the D&D type stuff. Like I just felt like I don't think it's for me. But I also believe
it is.
I think it's depending on who you're with. Like if I'm with the right group of people, like to sit there and do the whole role play and acting. I think if I'm with the right group of people, I could do it.
It's incredible.
Right, but it has to be the right group of people, and like I don't have to like if I feel uncomfortable with a bunch of D&D players, then there's something wrong, right? Like I just feel like no.
You got to get the right people, definitely. But I've had some of the best times of my life role playing and playing role playing games. I mean, I grew up playing role playing games since I was very young, and like my best friends and us played it, so it was always something that has been with me, and so I've been able to play it with other people. A few years back, I got to play Die with Kieran Gillen and some people I didn't even know. I knew no one other than Kieran at the table. And by the end of it, those people are like some of my not closest, but really good friends now. Like we became really good friends over that 2 hours. And then we're still cool now. Like I follow a few of them on Twitter. Jody Hauser, a comic book writer, was there. A few other people. It was great, man. And that's like been the first time I played RPGs in so long. And I've been working on getting Tatiana to do
It's always weird to me. And then let me be clear. Like you're literally sitting there and you're acting out the character, right? Is that what you're doing?
Yes,
like
you are.
If I'm a fucking, a giant, a frost giant or some shit, like I'm acting as that person. Am I dressed up too if I want to be? Or... Okay.
Oh, well, Latina Geek in the comments, shout outs to our homie and designer who's working on a new fresh design for us right now. Says that they have somebody they play with. So maybe we can figure out something because we need to do a For All Nerds RPG. That needs to happen.
I mean, I'm willing
in some way or another.
I'm willing to give a shot. Like I always feel embarrassed a little bit, particularly for like new stuff where I don't know what's going on. Like I love to be in control of stuff, and when I'm like, what is this? I'm just a little concerned, but I am willing to make it happen.
All right. Next part of the question.
Next part of the question, the last part of the question is, if you are all familiar with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's answer to being asked whose pet would he be when he promoting DC League of Super Pets. Yes, he actually said he wanted to be Megan Thee Stallion's pet. Megan Thee Stallion has Faux, her Frenchie, who's so cute. I was wondering if you could choose to be a celebrity's pet, who would you choose? Mine would be Tom Hanks or Tracy Ellis Ross. I am no one's pet. Therefore, I would be like a Sheba Inu and be someone's pet because Sheba Inu's don't listen to nobody. I don't know who, though. What about you? I already know who. Lupita. You would be Lupita Nyong'o. You would be her pet.
Cat.
You would love the rest. You would love your life. I promise and guarantee it. Ben Hameen would be in heaven for the
Until
rest
the
of his
end.
nine
Yeah,
lives.
for the rest of my life. It'd be, come on, fam. Y'all got to see not Crown. Y'all got to see Wakanda Forever. Hopefully at Crown Wakanda, so you can hear me audibly sigh when Lupita shows up on screen, like I did when I saw it the first time with Tatiana.
He was sitting. Okay, so every time we do these screenings, we go to these press screenings. Ben Hameen's typically sitting next to me, and he's always mumbling or saying something under his breath. And he was like, "Oh God," when she came on screen. And I'm like,
she got the locks looking good.
And I'm sitting here, I'm watching the scene, trying to be all, critic and serious. And oh my God, I'm just like, this man is in love with this woman. But yeah, you would definitely be your cat or some shit.
Lupita is a very beautiful and talented woman. You know what I mean? I love her as her work. Next question.
Next question comes from Laura. Thank you for this question, Laura. Laura writes, hello, I found your Safe Negro podcast when I was looking for a more in-depth review of Lovecraft Country. The two of you, and that means you're a longtime listener too. Mm-hmm. The two of you, along with your many amazing guest hosts and guests, have helped me during some very hard times. I'm glad we were able to get you to that. You've kept me company as I ran on the treadmill, cleaned my home, cooked dinner for my family. Thank you for all of the times. Thank you, Laura. That really is touching. Whenever people send these notes like that, it's very touching.
That's so wild to me.
Yeah. That's why we do this, right? Like, we want, you don't have to be sitting intensely listening to us, but if you got to do stuff. We just want you to have fun, right? We want you to listen and learn.
No, I love it. It's just so, it's so dope. It's so amazing to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Laura said, I want to take the time to ask, how are you two doing? Really, how are you doing? I was driving my son to school this morning when the news broke about Takeoff. I've been down all day. Continuing losing Black men like this is just, I don't have the words. But if you're wanting to answer a less personal question, what has been your favorite Halloween costume? Or if you could have a redo, what was your dream costume when you were little? I don't mind.
We kind of just answered that.
Yeah, we answered that in the cosplay question. But as far as how we're doing, it's rough. It's not easy. I think it's ups and downs. It depends on the day. So
yeah,
I really do. And the reason why I say that is because and I just think this is just normal for anyone. Some days you just you may feel energetic. Something motivated you and made you feel good about it. And then, sometimes life brings you down for a variety of reasons. Could it be it people or scenarios or whatever. But my thing is, what I've been teaching myself is you got to just keep going. But and I understand sometimes it's just an impossible situation. You're how can I keep going? Someone passed or this happened or that happened. And it's just especially if you're dealing with things when you're surrounded by people who love you, you have a support system, they want you here. And they typically have vocalized that they want you here. They want you around and all this other stuff. So you have to focus in on that. I got to be around. And I think there is the conflict of being around for other people versus being around for yourself. But I think you need to remember the fact that this world wants you here. This world really does want you here. They need your energy and your spirit is absolutely required. So, I just think about that, even on the days where I'm not feeling that great. So for me, I'm okay. Right now I'm having a blast. But I don't know. Tomorrow something might go down. But that being said, I just think about the people that I love, the people that love me, the support system that I have. I'm lucky to have that support system. And yeah.
Yeah. I was on Rodimus Prime, the Black Guy Who Tips. Shout outs to them. I was on their show yesterday, and we were talking about this actually because we were talking about Takeoff and everything, and it was just it's a lot, especially as a Black man, someone from Houston, everything, and just in general, as an adult, I think life just becomes like that. It's just where every day is just it's kind of tough to get through damn near any day, and also it's you just have to appreciate all the things. That's what I always talk about. We talk about that on the show. It's appreciating the small miracles and the miracles of everyday life. The fact that you woke up today is a miracle in itself. Yeah. So it's you got to appreciate that. Because some people didn't wake up today.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just got to be like, well, no matter what else is going on. And I always remember something from my father when I'd gone through a super traumatic time in my life. And I'm sitting there, I told him this whole story about everything that had gone on and whoop, 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 whoop. And he sat there and looked at me after a minute after I finished. And he was just like, well, you got to get past that.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck this nigga at the time. But, like, at the same time, I was like, yo, that's one of the most powerful things someone has ever said to me. Yeah. And it's a man who's been through hella shit in his own life.
Yeah.
So for him to say that, he's right. Because it's like, well, you got to get past that. There ain't no, you have no other choice.
Yeah. And you have to focus on things you can control, right? There's so much in this world you cannot control. Not to be morbid, but like you could die at any time. I mean, we are in these little flimsy fucking bodies, just, you can go. So you got to think about shit that really matters. Mm-hmm. That's all I got, man. But thank you for asking us, Laura. Like, I mean, sometimes people ask, but I really appreciate that you were curious how we felt. So thank you.
No, thank you so much. Let's see. We do have a question from the chat real quick.
Yeah.
The Rizardon says, what do y'all think about the recent announcement that Disney's Hercules live action adaptation will be a modern musical inspired by TikTok? I think that's trash.
What do you think is trash? Well, first of all, you've seen the animated Hercules movie, right?
Yeah.
You didn't like it? You didn't care for it? Or you
I don't remember it enough. Like, it's like, it is what it is.
It's always been a musical and very kitschy anyway, so... and to have some cult, well, pieces of it is like cult catcher, like particularly the music.
Oh, it's not the musical part. I think is trash.
Yeah. What part you think is trash?
The TikTok part. I think. Well, okay. Once again, a headline will fuck you up. But the Russos, in the headline said that it's inspired by TikTok because what else do the kids know? And to me, that's just like simplifying things a lot because like as we've seen this year, RRR is probably one of the best movies of the year, which is a traditional musical in every sense of the word, and it's one of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen. So that does, now could you make a dope TikTok inspired musical? Yes, you could have a bunch of people who can't dance, which doesn't make sense in a musical. So I don't know.
But he also said, he said that's all the kids know, which is not true. But he said that's all the kids know.
Yeah.
Or they said, because it's the Russo brothers. What do they mean by that? Like,
I don't know. I also
in the
think
words
the
of
Russos.
Drewski, what do you mean by that? Like,
I gotta wait.
I don't know.
It's been tight on them since they did Endgame, man. Look, Cherry started off and then and then they did that other joint, the Gray Man. Yeah, man. So look, RRR. Go watch RRR. That's what I think about Hercules being a musical. I think
RRR is yelling, "Beam, beam!"
Yes, that's what
I love.
That's what I think about. That's what I think about Hercules being made a musical. I think more people should see RRR.
I mean, I understand if they're just talking about like the dance and the music aspect. I mean, that is what TikTok is pretty much built on. It's first of all, a lot of people don't realize this. TikTok used to be Musically, and I used to be on Musically, but I'm still on TikTok. But anyway, like it was all about singing and dancing and performing for people, and that's pretty much what it was. So, at least from a portion of the premise, I understand it. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, it should be some terrible dancing on there.
Well, there's some good dancing and there's some not so good dancing. Depends on which creator you're talking about. So
true indeed. That hand dancing. Gotta go. All right. Next question. Thank you, Rizadon, for chiming in on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds.
I'm sorry, we're doing my hand dancing. This question. This question, I'm just literally just running around with my hands. Comes from E Fixed on Flicks to Ellie. Did I say that right? To Ellie? T''ELI? Okay. This question says, name a character you're still waiting on to show up and shine in the movies and TV. If Porcupine can make it, who are viewers missing out on?
I could be here all day.
I'm just very shocked. Like I said, I didn't know shit about Porcupine, and after I read up, I was like, how the fuck did you make it here? But you did.
Yeah. I mean, I could be here all day. I'm trying to think of somebody who...
Like a character or...
Yeah, I mean, there's a million. I'd love to see Warlock and Cypher from the New Mutants. Like, that's somebody, me personally, I'd love to see. And Warlock himself being a techno-organic alien would be a very interesting and ill looking character on
Yeah.
screen. Would be like one of the illest.
I got one, and I don't care what was in the past. Give me a real Gambit, goddammit. Give me Gambit. Give me fucking Remy LeBeau properly. Give me that Cajun dirty shit. Give me the fucking cards and shit. Like, come on, nigga. What the fuck? Give me Gambit. I want Gambit.
Fake ass long shot.
Whatever. I don't care. IDC. I don't care.
He's always been a fake ass long shot.
Yeah.
Give me long shot before you give me Gambit. Give me the real.
The world of people of color have been saying for years, a dark skinned Storm. Yes, that's kind of like default answer at this point. But yeah,
I think those are more like known though. Like when you say Porcupine, you gotta
but
go.
like unknown niggas.
Yeah, you gotta dig up because Gambit's like super known. He's coming, in the next 10 years. We're gonna see Gambit. That's not gonna.
I think it's because I don't have a particular affinity. I mean, when it happens, I'm excited depending on what it is, but I don't have a particular affinity for bringing characters to live action. Like I'm not personally not sitting there thinking of characters in books or comics or whatever that I like. I'm like, yo, I want to see that in real life. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just personally don't necessarily have that thought process going on.
I don't either.
I'm happy with how they, whatever they were. And if they show up as live action, I'm just like, please do it right. As right as you can do it. So I don't know.
Like I'll talk about to the end of time, and I think this will come up in a later question. I would love to see The Wicked and Divine, as a live action, but at the same time, I don't need it because the comic's perfect, and it's like
heads blowing up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, stuff like that. I don't know how that would really work out. I didn't even think about I'm thinking about the emotional shit. You're talking about the heads blowing.
That's like one of the first. When I think of Wicked and Divine, that's like the second frame that pops in my head. I'm just like, oh yeah, splash. Like that's the first fucking thing.
Oh no, yes, you got to get to the end where it starts breaking your heart. That's when. What I think about.
I already got to that part about breaking my heart. Like the story's great, but I'm talking about the shit that just imagery. That's one of the first things that pop up in my head. I'm like, God damn. So it is what it is. But it would be beautiful. Wicked and Divine would be, to me, Wicked and Divine is on a level of what like the first season of American Gods was, when it's just like, when it comes to like just visual outrageousness, I feel like they would have to be on that level.
Yeah. And I mean, just music. It's a lot of things that I just don't think it would translate. It's just,
Well, people said Guardians of the Galaxy would translate. You see what the fuck happened, so.
No, see, people didn't know, like, that's different. Guardians of the Galaxy is just a comic. Wicked and Divine is so, like, it has a Prince analog. It has this, it's got Kanye analogs. It's got...
You think it's too close to real life?
No, I just think it's difficult to, like, Guardians of the Galaxy is just a random team. That was back when people didn't understand it. All these characters had a history that would sell on screen. Like, when they announced Guardians of the Galaxy with James Gunn, I was like, $1 billion movie. I instantly knew that because I knew James Gunn's work and I knew the Guardians and I knew the two of them together, money in the bank. So like that wasn't a surprise to me. But Wicked and Divine, you'd have to announce like this director, this production team, and I'd be like, okay, maybe they're gonna get it. You know what I mean? Because that shit's hard. It's like what do you call it? Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh yeah, that's
brilliant.
One of my favorite films ever.
Yeah, and the book is better, and they say it in the film.
Yeah, because they know there's just certain things you can't translate. But I think that's why the film works.
Yeah, it's so tough. Yeah, it's so tough, but it's well done. It's still fucking incredible.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's what I mean. It would take somebody like that.
I think if anything, it would have to be just something that's so fucking obscure and random, like.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And stuff that doesn't make sense. Like, how like they made the fucking movie. I mean, it wasn't a good movie, but like Battleship, right? Like how they made that Rihanna was in and all that shit. They had like maybe Choo Choo Rocket or some shit from the Dreamcast or Power Stone from the Dreamcast. Do that shit as a live action and make that shit work. You have a fan for life. You will have a supporter for life. I will pour money into your pockets.
Like they're dropping a Twisted Metal series. You know what I mean?
They've been working on that for like 100 years.
Yeah, but it's coming. They got a big name actor. It's all they're filming now. That's coming very soon. And the trailer might be out like very soon.
I never gave a damn about Twisted
Metal. I love.
Like, I knew all about it.
About
what's his name? Sweet Tooth, and all that shit.
Nigga, hours, nigga, days, nigga. Like that was an era. Twisted Metal 2.
If we're gonna do Dreamcast games, make it based off of Power Stone. Power Stone was my shit. I wish they brought that shit back. Power Stone, that would actually get me back into gaming. Plasma Sword, even, which was like that was like the precursor to Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur would be sick.
I feel like there was
and
like
a terrible movie.
I feel like I feel it would be really terrible. I feel like there was a Japanese live action, but I don't know.
You already know Soul Calibur would be a terrible movie. That's no question.
I said Choo Choo Rocket, like with the right writer, with Ben-Ami or it probably would work.
I ain't doing that one.
I know. Because it's just so. Because my thing is like, how can you make a movie out of that and then you make a movie about that? I'm trying to. There was one movie like that where it's like, there's no way. Maybe Jumanji. I don't know. There was like, there's no way you can make a good movie out of that, and then
they made several.
Make a good movie about that, like a really good, like
the Lego movie.
But see, Legos are stories. Like I played Lego on PC, the Lego stories on PC when I was younger. So
true.
I don't know. They were movies in and of itself. Okay, next question. What's your favorite holiday themed stories or issues that you've read?
That's where it was coming up. Wicked and Divine. Yeah, Wicked and Divine has a New Year's issue that is like so representative of New Year's to me. And then we've answered this question way back on the podcast before, but I'm going to bring it up again because we are in November. And Power Pack, one of my favorite comics from Marvel comics, it was like 80s, 90s. Power Pack was about, this is another one to talk about obscure characters I'd love to see. And I think they thought about it for a while, but I don't know what's happening with it right now. But Power Pack is 4 kids. Their names are Jack, Julie, Kate, something Power, right? And they get their powers from an alien race called the Chameleons, who are like horse-looking people. They're not related to Beta Ray Bill, by the way. But the Chameleons are horse-looking people, and one of them crash lands on Earth in a smart ship named Friday that talks and everything. And Friday meets the kids, they get their powers, and then
not related to
story's all about them.
MCU, I guess not. Okay.
No, they're in the MCU, but not related. Power Pack, not Star. And they're like, no, a smart ship, not not Friday. That Friday. No,
that's what I'm thinking,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why their ship
like,
is called Friday. Yeah, I can't remember why their ship is called Friday. Actually, I can't. Maybe they meet it on a Friday or something. I can't remember because I remember it was like Hurt when they first meet it. So
I'm sure it's probably something mundane.
Yeah, because they're kids. Yeah. And so the main story of Power Pack is them trying to hide their powers from their parents and still be superheroes and all that stuff. And it was really good. But long story short, they had this Thanksgiving issue where Julie's mom, the youngest one, is in the hospital because she got hurt during this battle that the kids were involved in. She's like in a coma. So her dad's all kind of stressed out, the family's stressed out. And she like gathers up all these characters from the Marvel that they've met. Like I think even Wolverine shows up and stuff for Thanksgiving dinner at their house, and it's just one of the sweetest, most like heartfelt. Like I'm just damn near tearing up thinking about it right now, yo. Like
what was the name of the race? The Chameleonaires?
No, that's hilarious. The Chameleons, I think. It's like KY. I don't know how you pronounce it. KYMELLIAN.
I dead ass thought you said the Chameleons. I said that for real. Like the chameleon? Did he know?
No. The Chameleons. I think it's probably like Kai because it's
like Chimera.
Kind of like that, but they're like just horse-looking people. Yeah. And they fight this evil alien race called the Snarks. And the Snarks are like lizards.
Like Snarky?
It was a really good series though. Like I reread it a couple of years, like during the pandemic I reread it. And it's like really still holds up for the most part. And the kids just have these great adventures. And it's like for the first 20 or so issues it's good, but then it just stretch out because you can't hide your powers from your parents for so long, and they started doing ridiculous shit and all that. But really good. And like I said, that Thanksgiving issue is just one of the best single issues about holidays ever.
Yeah.
Easily. Yep.
What are your favorite comics that don't come from DC or Marvel?
Once again, Wicked and Divine.
There's
too many, man. Invincible.
I like stuff written by Stephen Harris.
Yep. Artist and Stephen Harris. Drawn by N. Stephen Harris.
Right, drawn by N. Stephen Harris, excuse me. I was going to say Static Shock, but that's technically DC now, even though it was started by Milestone. So
yeah, Milestone was always, they're still, they were independent, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's too many, man.
What about the one with the animals, with the uprising of the animals? Wasn't that wasn't DC or Marvel?
Animosity.
No,
Animosity was from Boom Studios. That's a great book.
Yeah.
They had multiple spinoffs. I could look on my shelf. Other than Wicked and Divine, we got Saga, Paper Girls, Genius by my brother Mark Bernardine.
I fuck
one
with
of my
Genius.
fucking favorite stories ever. Genius. I can't read what title that's by, but look up Genius trade paperback. It's a beautiful story. Oh man, a million, man. Look up, like we say, look up Comments I Copped on Instagram or Twitter, and you will find, a bunch. We got Regine Sawyer in the chat right now, one of my favorite independent authors of comic books. So,
another comic book legend. Let's be clear.
Yeah, I'm sure they can drop some, links in the chat and, let them know where they get it from. I don't know if you can, but you can follow them, lock it down, let them know, we'll figure that all out. But yeah. All right, that was from Nick Davis. Shout out Nick Davis on Twitters.
Yes, shout out Nick Davis. Sorry, I forgot to say your name. So the next one comes from @tallguy_named_Will. They write, advice for noobs trying to attend their first San Diego Comic-Con, what to prepare for, what you need to bring, what to expect, etc. So I have a secret for you guys. Listen really close. We've never been to San Diego Comic-Con, but we have been to New York Comic-Con over and over again. Not all together as a team. We haven't been to San Diego Comic-Con, but a con's a con. Okay, we've had enough. We've had enough of a history with these conventions where we know what to expect. I've been to pretty much every Comic-Con or comic related convention on the East Coast. So like Dragon Con, what's the 24-hour one? MagFest, all them shits. Like, well, Dragon Con is also 24 hours. But the point is, I've been to all that shit. And as far as advice for noobs or what do we call it, cheat codes? Okay. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4, just make sure you have a portable battery and you have a way to be able to get service at all times. Particularly, especially if you're a content creator, you may need to get like one of the little Wi-Fi hotspots or whatever. Just have that on you because you're not going to get service. You're going to run out of power, all this other stuff. I would also say to pace yourself. Make sure you take breaks and eat. People, especially when you're a noob, you get all so fucking excited and your eyes get big as saucers and you want to go here, you want to go there. And before you know it, 6 hours have passed and you haven't had a drop to drink or anything to eat and you're going to pass out. And that happens more often than you think. And because you don't also realize, especially these bigger conventions, there are thousands upon thousands of people. You tend to get caught up, especially if you end up standing in a line to do something, you get caught up. So pace yourself, eat, drink water. Take your time, rest. Those are my main big ones. Wear comfortable shoes, wear deodorant, please. Con-funk is real. What else would you suggest, Ben?
Yeah, straight up, folks. I'll let y'all in on a little secret as well. This year, New York Comic-Con, I got a little roasted. I think it was like Saturday afternoon. I was real twisted, and I wasn't sure if I put on deodorant. So I stopped at a store and got some on the way because that's how much I care about not funking up the place. That is what you got to do.
Stop at CVS, Walgreens, go to the little travel center, with the $2.99 or less sticker. Rub that shit on your underarms, please. Or if you need to get the native brand, if you about the natural deodorant, okay, fucking whatever. Do what you need to do.
Yep, do what you need to do.
Shit smelling good because it's a wrap when y'all start smelling ripe in there and it starts permeating through the room. It's a problem, okay? And I can usually pinpoint exactly who it is. So,
beyond that, I would say what I always tell people at New York Comic Con is move around a lot, stay moving. If you're shopping for things, look for deals. All right, look for deals. Don't wait till the last day though.
Don't buy the first thing you see.
It's a toss up because sometimes the last day you can get a deal, and then sometimes the last day they jack up the prices on you. So it's like a toss up. And also
sometimes the last day is too late.
Yeah, so it's like a toss up. Do your bartering. Look around. Like me, I'm always looking for Marvel Legends at con, so I always walk through. I try and find every table because you'll see one dude have it for $50 and another dude have it for $25. So it's like you got to, look around. Make sure you look around. Always hit up Artist Alley if you want to meet people. That's the best place to meet artists and stuff. That's where like you'll see legends just chilling by themselves with nobody at their table. And it's like always wait too, because one day I was looking at Art Adams, that's the poster behind me right here. And that's one of my favorite creators of all time. I love Art Adams. I've sat at his table in Artist Hour and talked to him for hours. But this year, he had a dumb long line the first day I saw him. Next day, I waited. There was no line. Walked up to him, was like, yo, Art, got to tell him how much I love him again and bought his stuff and bounced, So it's like, move around. If you see a long line, If you're looking for a bathroom and there's a long line, move around,
Move
dog. 'cause
around.
Motherfuckers always be waiting at one, and it's like 1,000,000 bathrooms in these places.
Yeah. I mean, there's mad tips we can give, but like those are like the big ones. Within reason, bring cash. What I've noticed particularly at NYCC, a lot of vendors were giving me discounts if I use cash as opposed to swiping. And then also
cash is king, baby. You will get them discounts. Heavy.
Because cash is, you could take it and disappear like a ghost, and there's no tracking or no tax of that. Similar to what Ben was saying about this is related to like negotiation. Part of the convention, the big part of the convention is the money, right? The stuff you buy, everything looks fucking shiny. Try your best not to buy shit just because you see other people walking around with it, because they're going to fucking get you for all your worth. I know that mystery box looks beautiful.
Thank you for saying
it. Unless you fucking really you was planning on getting it, don't believe the hype, because you're gonna be either disappointed or out of $200. So I would say that, and also towards what Ben was saying about like shop around, ask different vendors. Also have your Amazon or whatever open to look at them prices and see and do the comparisons. And negotiate everything. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care if there's a fucking sign that says no negotiations. Everything is negotiable. Okay. Don't, whatever number they're saying, don't take that for the first number. Be like, all right. And even if you're in the middle of negotiation and they're still talking funny style about their numbers, walk away. 9.5 times out of 10, if you walk away, especially if you're in the middle of negotiating, if they got to the point where they're trying to sell you something and you said, nah, man, that too rich for my blood, whatever the fuck, and you walk away, they're gonna be like, wait. Okay, what about this? They usually acquiesce. So that's kind of a negotiation rule in general, but definitely.
And when like, man, I'm like, this year I was looking for a Fire Lord figure, right? You can order it online for $25. It's a new Marvel Legend. You might even find a sale for $22. I actually did. I ordered it for $22, right? But when I was looking there, because I wanted it to, I wanted to get it in hand, and I'd never seen it in person. So I was like, okay, I'll see it here. Maybe somebody will have it for $25, $30. I'm willing to pay $30. If it just, I got it in hand right now. Man, walked up to the man, $50. And like, it was a brother, and he gave me the $50. Like, bruh, you should have seen how I did the model turn on my man. Like,
you did a blue steel turn, and they know, and the fact is they know that there's for every Benjamin or someone who goes up to them who knows their stuff and is actually doing the work, like the negotiation work, there's 10 other people behind them that will just buy it on site because they're excited. And you're a noob, and that's your first time. You're like, I want this. I want the plushie. You don't need that $50 Sonic the Hedgehog plushie when it costs like $2 to make. And you'll probably find it on Etsy or wherever else, somewhere else. So I'm just letting you know. It's just, that's the game. And I'm just looking at the chat to see if anyone else says anything. But like, that's the game when it comes to these conventions. Like, yes, it's about the content and seeing things and the cosplay and all that stuff, but it's also heavily about money. Heavily. So be mindful.
Cat of Gambler said, I would suggest talking to every random booth that you're willing to, because I've won prize drawings that way. That's definitely true. Talk to every random booth, be nice. Like, shout out to this brother, he's a white dude, but brother now, because he sold me some great Marvel Legend. My man Will, his booth was way in the corner of Comic-Con. I showed Tatiana this year. We went way to the back to find this
literally
man.
The most cornermost in Mordor type
literally
shit.
And he was like upset about it because normally he was more in the middle. So I went to him. He had a bunch of joints. I had cash. He gave me deals. I came back the next day. He gave me more deals. You know what I mean? So it's like,
make
that's
friends with the vendors, man. Like, once they know that you're a viable customer, you're not about that fuck shit, and you paying cash, they be like, all right, got you. Sometimes they will hold stuff for you, or they be like, yo, I'm trying to look for something for. Or they go when they go home that night, they go rummaging around and find what you need and bring it for you the next day. So
they will do it. Yep,
they'll do that. All right.
Next question.
Next question comes from this is When Tai Talks, aka the Black King of the Fire as Hell Club, aka the Winter Negro, aka Professor Charles Can't Save Ya. I like that. I like all of those.
Wait, the Black King of the Fire is okay. I like that one.
Fire is Hell Club,
yeah. Wait, the Hellfire. Yeah, the Fire is Hell. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. The fire. That's that might need to be a shirt. The Fire is Hell Club. The Winter Negro, and
if we make that a shirt, you got.
And Professor Charles Can't Save You. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's fire. That's pretty fire. Yep.
All right. This is a lot in here. Okay. First, I want to say I've been listening to For All Nerds for almost 2 years since my friend Will introduced me to y'all when I needed to process WandaVision. Appreciate your content and all that you do. Even went back and listened to old shows like all of Castle Black to hear Ben Amin repeatedly call Jaime Lannister the hero of the show. Shaking my head.
You know the truth is real, my mans. Thank you. Thank you.
They said, but I love what y'all do and would love being a guest panelist, critic, or reviewer one day. All right, awesome. Okay. And finally, my loaded questions for you are coming all surrounding X-Men. Here we go. I was underwhelmed by the plot and character development of Eternals. Do you think that the MCU's initial attempt at an already established teen film has any indication on how they will handle X-Men?
Nah.
No.
God willing. I mean, no, I like Eternals. I feel you, though. You know,
like Eternals.
It should have been a series. You know, we will say that to the end of time. You know, it should have been a series. Especially with how they killing it on Disney Plus right now. They should have made that a series.
Because it would have had way more time to expand on the characters and the stories about everybody.
Yeah, but that's it. The character development is not there. But no, this is the freaking X-Men, dog. This shit gonna have 10 series, nigga. Like,
and you've seen 50 iterations. Granted, it's not MCU iterations, but you've seen 50 iterations of the X-Men by already. Like, it's not a lot of legwork they got to do.
They got X-Men animated 97 already on the way. That's like early next year, and that's just the beginning. Like, bruh, it's gonna be Disney Plus is gonna have an X-Men section. Like, and once again in the next 10 years, there'll be a Gambit series. There'll be a damn long shot series. You know, it's gonna be. Bro, they're doing Wonder Man with Yaya. Shout out to Yaya taking on Simon Williams' Wonder Man. You talk about a random, and this is man taking his own series, Wonder Man.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
Wonder Man, Simon Williams of the West Coast Avengers, bro. One of my favorite characters, but also obscure and D-list to be best. You know, maybe C at his prime. At his prime, Wonder Man was a C-list character. Yeah. So
also, what classic X-Men storylines do you hope the MCU would adapt? Once upon a time, I would have said the Phoenix Saga, but that taste has been ruined, to say the least.
I love that. I love it, but I'm good on
that shit is soured.
I'll be honest with y'all. I don't need to see anything before House of X, and I know that's a tough sell. You know,
it's not a tough sell for this current generation of viewers. It may be a tough sell for I believe in all things canon viewers, but
yes,
let's go forward, bro. Like, Fox fucking soured it all. Like, let's just fucking move forward. Like, you don't need to rehash this shit, man. I mean, you have X-Men 97 doing that shit. Why we gotta do that live action as well? Why?
Ooh, Lock It Down just said Mutant Massacre. But they did Mutant Massacre in the animated series, right? So they won't do that in the 97. Like, I want to see what they do with 97. Like, are they gonna
when you say that, now you gotta be careful. When you say the anime series, I'm thinking Fox Kids X-Men, which is what X-Men 97 is. Okay.
Yeah, X-Men 97 is continuing that.
Yeah.
But they did the Mutant Massacre in the original series.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember.
I think so. Yeah, I think they did. And Cat Up Rambler said original Inferno. No, like, I'll be honest, like, all that shit's dead to me. Like, it's just like, I don't want to see the mutants in a mansion. I don't ever want to see that again in the comics.
You don't want to see the mansion no more?
I don't know how they end the Krakoa era, but I do not want to see them go backwards.
They walk through a fucking portal, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, and they do that. They do that. They've done that before in X-Men, the Siege Perilous, but I don't want to see that. Like, I want to see this continue and, keep going, because it's the first time that I can remember since Morrison when the X-Men felt brand new, like when I was a kid. And I love this shit, and I don't want it. And so any movies and TV series I'd like to see do some new shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Lock It Down said, as far as the Mutant Massacre, they touched on it, at least in the original series, but they didn't do it fully.
I mean, they touched on everything. They didn't do anything fully like that. They touched on it. But
has Cable ever showed up in any of the Fox shit?
He's in the Fox show.
Not the cartoon, the Fox movies, the live action movies.
Cable was in. Well, he's in Deadpool.
Not Cable, excuse me. Bishop.
Yes, Bishop's been in 2 of them. He was in He was in Days of Future Past, which was really good. Okay. And then he was in another one where he was trash.
Okay. Yeah, so then no, I don't want that storyline either. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't mind Mutant Massacre and shit like that, but it's just like, why? When there's so much right now they could do, you know, like, you could do House of X, you could do Powers of X, you can start getting into just everything they've done with that. And we talked about this theory, but I'll even elaborate on a little bit. I feel like they're leading up to it in MCU because we're seeing it, right? We're seeing the seeding of mutants. So what they do is they just have mad mutants start popping up. And then parents start being like, yo, what the fuck? My kid's a mutant. I need damage control. Come handle this. And then one day, Xavier out of nowhere is like, look, all of y'all come to Krakoa.
Bring your little... I was going to say, bring your little ragamuffins to me.
Yep, there's a new world, and it starts like that. Boom. And then that could be the opening of it and would be sick in the MCU too. Because it'd be like, you got all these other characters having to deal with that. You do the Hellfire Gala. Man, listen.
Okay, that's what I want to fucking see on film. The Hellfire Gala and the fucking fits. I would love to see the fits in the MCU.
Nigga. And come on, you do Sync and his this nigga just had a 1,000-year relationship with Laura of X-23. Like, there's some stories right now going on in the fucking House of X, Powers of X. Like, what's come out of that? Like, the Swords of X challenge, to see that on screen. Come on, man. Man, listen. That's it. That's all I need. I'm sorry. Hitman, Hitman, the god. That man opened up the door. Vita Ayala is kicking through shit with New Mutants right now. Like, New Mutants is en fuego. Al Ewing on X-Men Red. The shit with Krakoa, like with Arakko, the Red Moon. Like, to have the mutants on the moon, on Mars. I know I'm reaching, man. MCU. I don't know if MCU's ready for this shit, but that's what I'm saying.
I'm expecting everything and nothing. Shit. I'm expecting everything and nothing. And we actually answered the second part of this question, which was about, do we think Fox ruining the possibility of the Phoenix Saga? Yes.
Yeah, and I'm good. Yes. Even if they didn't. If they killed it, what would be the point? That'd be the other point.
Like we did it already.
Yeah, and it's just like, everyone's done that story, man. It was done very well in the cartoon. They already killed it in the cartoon.
That was saying the cartoon was perfect.
Yeah.
Leave that shit alone.
Yeah, and the comic was perfect.
I understand that's just not that long, not much, the cartoon not being much of a jump from the comic book medium, but still, like, it was fucking done and it worked and it was way so dramatic even for a kid. Like, it's like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Not realizing how deep it was, but
yep. It's very good. And it's all on Disney Plus now. And then the new one has all the original creators behind it. So.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah. Right. That's right. That's right. What's the black man's name that was in charge? He's like the showrunner.
Yeah. Yep, and we're trying to get him on the show if he would stop ignoring my DMs.
Okay.
Man be following me and just be like, nah, bro, I ain't worried about that.
Okay. And then just the last part of this, of the question is, I would like to hear a special views from the 616 episode where y'all rank your top 10 MCU projects so far, movies and shows. That might be a Patreon episode.
And somebody else, this is a Castle Black, somebody suggested that, and I think this is an interesting idea, that we go through some of the lore, while we wait the 2 years, maybe do some specials. Like, I know there's some things we could look into, like there's some animated specials out there where they explain some of the lore, and then we could get into that, review those, talk about that, the lore. Yeah. Whenever I hear lore, that's another great comic. Is it Borderlands? I want to say it's Borderlands. It's from Image, and it's about a young kid who gets trapped in this fantasy world, and the villain of the world is called
I immediately went to the game Borderlands. Sorry, the video game.
Yeah, true. No, I think it's Borderlands. I can't remember right now. It's a really ill comic, but if you look up Image comic where a boy gets trapped in fantasy world, it'll come up.
Okay.
It's pretty ill, yeah.
That is the end of our guac. Thank you, everybody who sent in your questions. We appreciate you. We appreciate all the types of questions. As you see, we answer everything from comics to game, film, TV, movies, even personal life or relationship type stuff. We all about it because that's what we do. We love you as a fan. We are whole people, so are you. So we want to talk to you fully. If you have a question for us about any of the things I mentioned above, or maybe even something new, you can hit us up a few different ways. Go to contact@forallnerds.com in order to email us. Maybe that'll give you some privacy, or maybe got a longer question, whatever it is. You can also hit us up on the socials @ForAllNerds. We usually give you that prompt, that little graphic that says Geekquently ask questions, and that is your time to shine. If you're on the Patreon, you can ask those questions at any time. We're going to gather those up, and then We will talk as long as they're decent questions, nothing crazy, y'all. But we will listen to, read, and respond to those. And as mentioned, yeah, guac is extra always, but we love to serve it.
Yep. And with that, we're going to take one more quick break, and then we'll be back to wrap up this episode of For All Nerds Show. Everybody live on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. Just wait around for a second. We'll be right back.
Yo, it's your boy Farrell Monch. I'm tuned in to For All Nerds.
What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Fantastic Frankie. I'm listening to For All Nerds.
What's up? This is E-Man, and I'm listening to For All Nerds.
Peace and elevation, everybody. My name is Crown, and you are now listening to For All Nerds.
What's up, everybody? This is Troy Jeffrey Young, and you're watching For All Nerds.
And we are back to wrap up this episode of the For All Nerds Show. Thank you to everyone for joining us, for listening wherever you are, for watching on youtube.com/ForAllNerdsTV, or as a special surprise for everyone who is live with us right now on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being in the chat. We were just testing this out, but it looks and sounds amazing, if I do say so myself. So, you can expect much more of this. As you see, we've been a lot more live on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. I've been DJing on here. I've been playing the games. You just heard one of my beats that I produced myself, a little remix of Goody Mob's Free right there. That's what that was. More coming. I'm probably going to be doing some streams where I'm working on some music, just sitting here chilling, talking to everybody, working on some beats. We're doing a lot more on Twitch right now. That's all I can say. I got a new computer right here, and it's fucking cooking. So,
he has a Tesseract right now because he is fucking powering every goddamn application and software and thing you can imagine. He is the reason why we look so beautiful and crisp. Thank you to Chaotic Rambler. They said that your voices are a bright part of any day. Wow. Thank you.
Aw.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
All right. Before we get out of here, one last time, let us let you know that we are doing the Wakanda Forever screening, Crown Wakanda, the gala gathering at Nitehawk Cinema, November 10th, starting at 5 p.m. I will be DJing. Showtime is 7 p.m.?
Showtime is 6:30.
6:30. Showtime is 6:30, so 5 to 6:30.
Yep.
The pre-party, the meet and greet, where you'll get to see our beautiful faces, talk to us, show off your wares. We got the purple carpet coming. You know what I mean? It's going to be like photo booth action. You'll be able to get all your shine on your Instagrammable post along with everyone else. I mean, so, it's going to be all kind of flavor for you up in there. Then the movie's at 6:30. Then immediately afterwards, we're going to have another meet and greet because you are going to need to talk after this film. Let me tell you.
You're going to need to talk. You're going to have a time. Also, shout out to our special guests that are be coming through. Some we're not going to name, but one of them being the Blur girl, Karen Mahorn, who is the author of The Protectors of Wakanda. She will be there and available to, you'll be able to buy her book and able to get it signed directly from her. So that's one of the special things you'll be able to get if you are able to join us in person.
Also, Lock It Down Regine Sawyer herself will be in the house. They just announced in the chat.
Comic book royalty.
Yeah, but there's going to be a few of them in that place. So, you need to be in there. I mean, I can actually list myself as comic book royalty now.
Yes, I know you got your fit. I don't even have my outfit yet, bro. What am I supposed to do?
I got my outfit. I got pretty much. I'm pretty much done. I just need a little shirt action, I think, and maybe a bow tie, something. But it's all coming together. It's all looking real beautiful right now. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Eventbrite for Crown Wakanda, and also make sure, please, we are doing a Saturday morning screening for the kids. Shout out to Super Vibes DJ Academy and some other organizations that we are working with to bring kids who are, need to see this film. Super Vibes is a DJ Academy that teaches music and the world of music and how it helps kids. Like, it saved my life, you know what I mean? DJing literally saved my life in so many ways. So shout out to Super Vibes for bringing this art and this love to a lot of kids. So we bring them kids so they can experience the music of Wakanda and just everything of Wakanda. Speaking of the music, I talked to Ludwig Göransson, the composer of the music for Black Panther. That'll be dropping very soon on our Instagram and our YouTube and all that type of stuff. So make sure you check that out. And last but not least, as we said before, we have our new exclusive design and a couple of other new exclusive designs coming soon to ForAllNerds.com. We changing it up over there. We got a new merch coming, new merch in the house. It's time for new merch, all that good stuff. So make sure you head over there. And if it ain't live yet, hit up Shopify.com, search for All Nerds, and copy yourself one of these or one of the other beautiful new designs we got. We got more coming. It's a lot of things going on, man. Thank you for all the support. Everything has been beautiful. As you see, we are live on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds right now. Whoo, boy, man. Listen. All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
Just make sure you guys are following us. I know everyone who's in the chat right now is definitely already following us. I know we following y'all too. At Tatiana King, he's at DJ Ben. Make sure you are following us, and also the people listening, following us on the socials at ForAllNerds, at Castle Black Pod, at Views from 616. Hell, follow Safe Negro Podcast if you like. It's still there. Follow us.
You never know what's gonna happen.
You never know what's gonna happen. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, youtube.com/ForAllNerdsTV. And make sure you are subscribed right here to Twitch, twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free monthly subscription to a channel of your choice. Please let that be For All Nerds. Just Google how you link your Amazon Prime to your Twitch account, and that's how you will activate your free subscription. But you can use that, and you can listen to us and get all access to all the cool emojis that we have, or emoticons, whatever the fuck Twitch calls it. But otherwise, we look forward to seeing you guys really soon. For those who are going to be in person with us, and for those who cannot make it, please make sure, as Benjamin said, support the youth. Go to our GoFundMe page. Support that way. If you can't have a monetary support, no problem. Share the links, man. We tell that to you all the time. Share our show. Tell people. We've probably got the most growth we've ever seen because of the word of mouth, especially when it came to things like Castle Black. Like, hey, man, these people that I really fuck with. I really enjoy listening to them. They're funny, or they're amazing, or I love arguing with them. Whatever it is for you, share that with your peoples and let them know that they need to be listening to For All Nerds.
Shout out to me, that's who subscribed with Prime during this chat. Thank you very much. During this live. And shout out to Admiral Boosie for coming through, because I think the Rizadon said come through. So, shout out to both of y'all. And that's a legendary name right there, brother. Or, brother. I'll just say brother. It's genderless. Brother.